Hello, my name is Tabea,
And I'm Tadiwa.
and today we're going to be talking about why we believe the cross-cultural approach is the best approach. So up here on the board, we have a bit of a map going on, and this is basically to help you understand. If you don't know what cross-cultural approach is, it is when researchers decide to compare two different cultures or more with each other to uncover whether what they're testing for is happening can be compared at a universal level, or whether it can only be cultural specific. So, for example, that would be if a researcher decided to compare a culture between, say, Egypt and Africa and New Zealand. And yeah, so that's like an example. So when researchers are conducting a study that involves two or more cultures, they would be able to identify whether a phenomenon they're testing is universal or specific, like I just said. And this approach has uncovered multiple phenomena, two of which we will identify and explain. First, Tadiwa will give us a cultural specific example in cross-cultural research, and then I will give us an example of how cross-cultural research is able to uncover universal phenomena.
Well, we chose rite of passage as part of our cultural specific example because a rite of passage is universal. However, it usually involves rituals and activities that shows that people or we are evolving from. We can't stay the same anymore. You get from childhood and then you go to this stage and now you're an adult and you are ready for other responsibilities like making your own children, and then it goes ahead from generation to generation. So we identify rites of passage and we give an example of the indigenous people. So in some indigenous countries or culture, there is like a certain age where someone is now turning into an adulthood. Well, in that situation, there is initiation, like ceremonies where they celebrate the adulthood of the person and congratulating them like, hey, well done, you have sort of like graduated from a child to an adult now, and here's what you do, and here's the next, you've upgraded to the next level. That's how I put it in, like. So the ceremony usually includes activities that showing that you're losing your childhood identity. You're no longer a child, you're an adult, and it has like different stages and different activities as well. And then we compared it with westernized countries. Some of the westernized countries, for example, New Zealand, 21st birthday is celebrated as part of a ritual saying, hey, you now have graduated, you're no longer a young adult, you're now 21, you actually have responsibilities now. So in that case, there's also ritual that some people, they never realize that it's a ritual. You're given a key and you take 21 shots, a key representing a key of life and key responsibility, saying enjoying and congratulating someone, saying you're now a woman, you're now a man. Therefore, back to Tabea.
So I'm going to be talking about why cross-cultural approach can uncover phenomena that are universal, and why that is such a great thing. So the cross-cultural approach is an excellent way of bringing relevancy to a universal level. So if you don't understand, just consider the universal phenomenon uncovered by Bib Latano. and John Darley. So they discovered that when an individual is suffering or walking along and having a seizure or collapsing, that not actually that many people come and help, even though it might be a crowded place. So they're like, well, why is this? And this is a phenomenon that was explained by the diffusion of responsibility. And they actually discovered that this phenomenon wasn't just cultural specific. It actually happened universally. And this was able to be identified through cross-cultural research. So that's what makes universal research so relatable. Everyone can take something from it. And so now Tadiwa will close up for us.
Well, in that case, we came up with the conclusion why we actually chose cross-culture is why we think cross-culture is our best approach, because it plays a very important role in all of us, no matter where you are, who you are, because it is universal and it psychologically affects. Therefore, it is manifested differently across culture. So, in other words, what we're trying to say here is, no matter how much we think we are different, we are all the same. At the end of the day, we are all human beings, and even though we practice our culture and our things differently, at the end of the day, it all relates. It's all universal but different, and that reminds us that we are all the same. Thank you.
Thank you.